My name is Eliza, and I've always considered myself someone who knows how to connect with people. I could read between the lines of a conversation, pick up on unspoken feelings, and notice the subtle hesitations in someone's voice. It gave me a sense of control, a belief that I could navigate relationships with clarity. But that illusion shattered when I married Liam. Liam was everything I thought I wanted. He was thoughtful, attentive, and kind. His laughter had a way of lighting up even the darkest days, and the way he listened made me feel seen in ways I hadn't experienced before. Our relationship was easy, or so I thought. As time went on, though, cracks began to form beneath the surface. They weren't obvious, not at first. They were small things, a fleeting look of discomfort when I asked about his childhood, a hesitance in his voice when I pressed him about old friendships. He brushed off my questions with smiles and vague answers, and for a while I convinced myself it wasn't worth worrying about. But as the months turned into years, the unease grew. It was as if there was a wall between us, one I couldn't see but could always feel. I tried to push the thoughts away, telling myself that everyone has parts of their past they don't like to talk about. Still, I couldn't help but wonder, what was Liam hiding? The moment everything changed came on a quiet Thursday evening. Liam had gone to visit a friend, leaving me alone in the house. I'd planned to use the time to relax, maybe watch a movie or read a book. Instead, I found myself pacing the living room, a sense of restlessness gnawing at me. I spotted Liam's phone on the kitchen counter, its screen lighting up with a notification. Normally, I wouldn't have given it a second glance, but something about the message caught my attention. It was from someone named Mark, a name I didn't recognize. "Did you tell her yet?" The message read. A chill ran down my spine. Tell me what? My heart pounded as I stared at the phone, my mind racing. I didn't want to invade Liam's privacy, but the curiosity was overwhelming. I unlocked his phone, something I'd never done before, and opened the conversation. Mark's messages were short and direct, but they spoke volumes. "You can't keep this from her forever, Liam. She deserves to know. It's been years. Don't you think it's time to stop hiding?" The words blurred as tears filled my eyes. I felt like the floor had been pulled out from under me. What was Liam hiding that could warrant such a message? The days that followed were some of the hardest of my life. I couldn't look at Liam without feeling a mix of betrayal and confusion. Every smile, every affectionate gesture felt tainted by the weight of the secret he was keeping from me. I tried to act normal, but my thoughts were a whirlwind. I replayed every conversation we'd ever had, every moment when he'd seemed distant or evasive. Was it something about his family? His past relationships? The possibilities seemed endless, and each one felt worse than the last. At night, I lay awake beside him, staring at the ceiling and wondering if I'd ever really known the man I married. I wanted to confront him, but I was terrified of what I might uncover. What if his secret changed everything? Finally, one evening, I couldn't hold it in any longer. We were sitting on the couch, the glow of the television casting shadows on his face. "Liam," I began, my voice shaking. "Who's Mark?" His head snapped toward me, his eyes widening. For a moment, he looked like a deer caught in headlights. "What do you mean?" "I saw a message," I admitted, my cheeks burning with shame. "He asked if you told me something. What is he talking about?" Liam's face fell, and he let out a heavy sigh. "Eliza, there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you a long time ago." As Liam began to speak, the walls around his carefully constructed facade crumbled. "Before we met," he explained, "he'd lived a life he'd worked hard to leave behind. A life filled with secrets, pain, and choices he regretted deeply. At the center of it all was Mark, his closest friend and confidant during that time. Mark and I met in college," Liam said, his voice thick with emotion. "He was the first person who really understood me, who saw me for who I was. But back then, I wasn't ready to be that person, not for him, not for anyone. He paused, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. We were more than friends, Elisa. We were something I don't even know how to describe. It was complicated, messy, and full of mistakes. I hurt him in ways I'm not proud of, and when things fell apart, I ran. I thought I could start over, build a new life, and leave it all behind. My breath caught in my throat. I'd never imagined this, not once. Why didn't you tell me? I whispered. Because I was scared, he admitted. Scared of what you'd think, of how it might change us. I didn't want my past to define our future. His words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of years of guilt and silence. In the days that followed, I found myself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. Anger, sadness, confusion, and even a strange sense of relief, all of them fought for space in my mind. I thought about the man I'd fallen in love with, the man I thought I knew. Was he still that person, or had his hidden life revealed someone entirely different? But as the days turned into weeks, I began to see the truth. Liam wasn't a stranger. He was the same man I'd always known, the man who made me laugh, who held me when I cried, who loved me with a quiet, steady devotion. His past didn't change that. One evening, we sat down together, ready to face the shadows of his past head on. Liam reached out to Mark, and together, we met him for coffee. Mark was kind and gracious, though the tension between him and Liam was palpable. Seeing them together, I understood the depth of their history, the love, the pain, the unresolved emotions that had lingered for so long. As we left the cafe that night, I felt a strange sense of closure. It wasn't perfect, and there were still questions lingering in the air, but it was a start. It's been 6 months since Liam opened up about his hidden life. Our relationship isn't the same. It's deeper, more honest, and in many ways, stronger. I've learned that love isn't about perfection. It's about seeing someone for who they truly are, their flaws, their mistakes, their hidden chapters, and choosing to stand by them anyway. Liam's story taught me that we all carry parts of ourselves we're afraid to share, parts we think will make us unlovable. But it's in sharing those parts that we find true connection. Life is messy and people are complicated. But in that messiness lies the beauty of growth, forgiveness, and love. And for me, that's worth everything. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling Kaylees. See you in the next video where every story unfolds with a twist.